Hey everybody, and welcome back to Living Between Paychecks Kitchen. I'm Oz, Jack Later, still Lake Jackson, and yeah, it's been a while, and I apologize, but we've had some stuff, so this is awesome. It comes from us because somebody had tried to cook this stuff and didn't like how it turned out, or like it looked something or something, but we're going to try it. This is going to be awesome. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff before we jump into here, okay? Ring the little notification bell on this side when we get in here. Also, there's a link down the doobly-doo for our merch, so it's fake hands, spatulas, spoons, flippers, and pot holders, our awesome apron. We're a small business, we very much appreciate it, and man, let's just get into the curry. Oh, this stuff is so good. All right, a little bit of stuff here. First things first, you need to get this packet. It's the Passage to Asia red Thai curry stuff. It seems to work out pretty well. Coconut milk. I got the light stuff because I'm a fatty and I'm trying not to be. You're going to need a pound of chicken. Now, I'm using breast, but you can use anything that's boneless because we're going to have to dice that up. You're going to want some carrots and some green beans. I'll show you how to do those later. Half cup to a cup of each of those. And you're going to want some Thai jasmine rice. Now, I got this microwave stuff because A, it fits our budget, and B, it's super easy. You can do it any other way. If you want to come and show me how to do rice, we already did a video. Hopefully, Jack put a link, but yeah, we've already got that done. So, first things first, you need to get your chicken, you need to dice it. Now, I got the breast, and they're tenders, so I can just cut them one way. The trick is just to make them into a cube. So, I cut them lengthways, and then cut them, you don't have to reassemble them properly, just cut them horizontally now, guys. And yeah, like I said, the trick is just to make them small, bite-sized pieces of chicken. That's it. I'll try to see if I can show you a little better here. Maybe if I turn my hand away from the camera. See, long ways. Get a nice sharp knife. You got to use this for. Shout out to Andy for doing that. Thank you very much. And then turn it, and then cut it small wise. Boop. Just little cubes. Oh, meat. I guess you could use just about anything, but I've always just used this. I'd love to try the seafood thing. By the way, listen to something. If you're listening to me, that's cool, but I'm listening to Offhand Disney talk about the candle wax ghost to kill the time, so I don't just have to listen to the recording stuff. Get you a deep pot here. I'm going to use it as a half skillet, half pot thing that I got my friend Jen. Shout out to her. Going to give me some pan lotion, not from this bottle. That's brand new, and I haven't opened it yet. I am the dumb. So I get the one that's hidden, put a little bit of pan lotion in here. You don't have to. I think the recipe called for it, but I just put it in there because I didn't want my chicken to stick. So the recipe said to just put it in and like burn the shit out of it. I'm not going to do that. We're going to cook that up a little bit while it's heating. I'm going to get these green beans. I got the fresh ones. You can use canned ones, I guess, but again, it only called for half a cup of these. I'm going to use a full cup of each, so that's it. I use the shredded carrots because all you got to do is wash them. They're already cut and shredded. You're good to go. These green beans, I get the fresh ones. They're pretty good, but you got to cut them up. You got to use them when they're really fresh. They start going out, and you got to pull these little hard nubs off the ends, but other than that, you're good. So now that your oil is nice and warm, just go ahead and throw your meat in there. Put the meat on the metal, as we like to say. Careful with your hands in there, because that's hot. Get your wooden spoon, kind of stir it around. And like I said, it said to put it on and sear shit out of it immediately. But I like to cook it down to at least where it's white, and then turn it up for that sear for 60 seconds. So be sure to keep it a decent stir, or it's going to stick to the bottom. You're going to have to scrape that chicken off of there. So get your green beans, pull all the little nubs off, and then go wash those and come back while your chicken's cooking. Just keep an eye on it, okay? So wash them. So we got these nice and washed. We're going to set these down here. Always run water through your carrot stuff, even if it's been washed. But it says it's been washed, but I never trust it. Your green beans, just load them down here. And you want to cut them down into bite-sized pieces. Don't mash them down to where there's nothing there. I don't want to overcook them to where they're not crunchy, so it's just mush. But it's your mouthpiece. So that's big enough for me. Now, it's up to you. Like, if you have kids, how dare you? But if you have kids, you might want to do smaller bite size. This is me, so I can cut them like twice and be good, but I think I cut them 4 times. Set those aside. We'll get to those later. Make sure your chicken is cooking. Make sure all the pink is gone until it gets down to the white. Now, give it a stir every now and then, not constantly stirring, like not just stir the entire time like some kind of wicked witch or whatever. Just, don't tell me who's going to be king of Scotland. Just give it a stir every 30 seconds or so. All right, you don't want it to like stick down at the bottom. But once you get it where it's all nice and white, you need to get rid of the chicken juice and the pan lotion. To get that down, you're going to hear that sizzle. You hear that? Yeah, it's all horrible in there, right? So take that and you jack up the fire to like really high for 60 seconds, okay? Once you get it up for 60 seconds, it's going to start browning the edges, which is what you really want. But again, you need to stir it or it's going to cook down at the bottom since you don't put all your pan lotion and chicken juice out. Knock it around there. Then turn it down to a simmer after 60 seconds. Then go ahead and turn it all the way down to a simmer.
which is a 1 out of 8 on mine. Add your 14 ounces of coconut milk. This was like 13.6, which is like the weirdest fucking thing of ounces I've ever seen. And your your sauce packet. I'm not going to redo that one because I'm just too far in. So, one taker death. Just go ahead and squeeze this in here. Now, it took forever because there was a single seed in there. And I was wondering if that was the one seed that I always find that makes it ever super hot. And I know it annoys Jack to do a lot of that. So, get that in there. Give it a stir. Now, this is one of those foods that while you're cooking, it looks horrific. And when you're done, it's amazing, so just suffer through it. So give it a nice stir. I expected mine to be a little redder, like the restaurants we usually go to or whatever. This turns into a nice orange, even before the carrots. I think it was just the amount of coconut milk, which that's exactly what it called for. But this is what it looked like on the package, so that's maybe what my buddy's complaining about. So you want to let this simmer in here for about 15 minutes. So cover it with something. I just use this extra plate that I got handed down to me. Leave it in there, set a timer, put it in for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, come back. After it's simmering, go, that smells good. Makes the entire house smell like this, so you better like curry, and your roommates and neighbors might want to like curry too. Give it a nice stir. This is nice and good. The chicken is all thoroughly cooked because you cooked it before. To go ahead and add both cups of your vegetables. I used a cup of each. I think the recipe called for half a cup of both, which would be like 3 green beans and a handful of little carrot stuff. So I went ahead and did a full cup of each, and it spreads it out a little bit, and I think it makes it feel a little healthier. Who knows? I'm just currying vegetables at this point. So once you put it in here, they said let it simmer with the vegetables for 3 minutes. As much as I put it in for 5. And while it's doing that, it's time to microwave our rice. I just got to stab the little bejeebles out of the top, cook it for 2 minutes. Once that's done, set it to the side, wait for your 5 minutes on your veg. It's all nice and boily in there. Your vegetables starting to cook a little bit. I don't overcook them. Like, you want them crisp, you don't want them all squishy. So it's all done. Kill the heat, remove it from heat, and then I'm going to show you how to dress it here. Just get you a little bit of the rice. I'm the only one eating it, so I just used half my thing of rice just because I like rice, especially the jasmine stuff. And then get this and put it on top, man. Like I said, there's a lot more vegetables in mine. So you really want it to look like it looks in the pot, where there's a lot more curry than there is. But when I put it in the bowl, the rice soaks it up a lot and hides a lot. So be sure to get you a few scoops of your actual vegetables and meat, and then be sure to add your red curry to it. And that's all it takes, guys. That is absolutely done. Like, tell me that doesn't look gorgeous. I mean, you gotta like vegetables. I know a lot of people are just immediately like, it's green. Yeah. And I used to be like that until I guess I learned better, I guess. Whatever. Some people just don't like it. If you don't like it, don't add it. It's up to you. That's your curry that you're eating. If somebody's eating something you don't like, don't have to tell them. It's not like they're making you eat it. Just go, okay, I'm glad you like it, move on. Whatever. So this is how I do it. If you do it differently, let me know. This holds up well for food prep, but I wouldn't microwave in an office full of coworkers or whatever. Just keep it in a sealed container. The refrigerator should hold up for a few days. You should be fine. Again, I like to try it with some other meats. I'd love to experiment with some other curries, some of my favorite food on the planet. So, you got to try this one out. This turned out really, really well. Again, to our friend who asked us to try this particular packet, thank you for letting us try this one. I don't know if this is what yours turned out to be. I don't know if you expected it to be thicker or whatever, but this is really good. This is what it should look like.
So there you have it, folks. Turned out a lot easier than I expected. It turned out exactly like I think it said on the package it was supposed to. I did a little more vegetables and stuff, but I don't know. I hope that helps you out there, bud, when you wrote us and asked us about it. Everybody else, if you do it differently, you want to see us do it differently, let me know. Put it down in the comments. That's what they're there for. I'll revisit this. I'll try this. I love curry stuff, especially the Thai stuff. It's amazing. So put it down there. You can also find us on social media at Facebook, Pinterest, Patreon, with all those at Living Between Paychecks Kitchen. Over on Instagram, I'm going to lower it down to Living Between, because they didn't know us yet. Whatever. You can also find me, Osway Nerdy, on all those, including Twitter. I'm not calling it whatever the fuck it is. It's Twitter. And over on TikTok, I've been doing some little goofy videos and stuff over there. I will see y'all next time. Enjoy the food.